Mr. Chair. Mr. Cooper, I want to ask you some questions about Brookfield, given your investigative journalism on Brookfield. Brookfield has significant investments in Beijing state-linked enterprises, more than $3 billion of investments, correct?
Correct.
And during his tenure as chair of Brookfield, Mark Carney played a significant role in expanding Brookfield's footprint in the PRC, correct?
Recalling my research, his work into, I believe it was green power businesses with connections to China was an expansion, yes.
Was involved in the refinancing in 2019 in relation to Shanghai commercial real estate worth billions.
That investment continued into his time taking over an executive role with Brookfield, yes.
And would it be fair to characterize Brookfield's investments in the PRC as politically sensitive?
In my view, as an expert on China's United Front system, as I said before, the nature of that real estate investment and the other parties involved, I do believe it would very much touch on the Chinese Communist Party's control.
And so would it be accurate to say that the Beijing-based communist regime has a significant amount of leverage over Brookfield with respect to its investments, and that if Brookfield wants to make a return on its investments, it would be very much in Brookfield's interest to maintain a good relationship with the Beijing-based communist regime? I think that would be fair, wouldn't it?
At a basic level, I do think it's fair that international business persons, even of the type of Michael Bloomberg, have been recognized to take into consideration the Communist Party's wishes, yes.
We have a prime minister who has significant financial interests tied to Brookfield, worth millions, and we have Brookfield, in turn, being deeply intertwined with a communist regime based in Beijing. On a broad level, shouldn't that concern Canadians? Vis-a-vis the Prime Minister, in fulfilling his duty to put Canada's interests first when his private financial interests in Brookfield are deep, which in turn is deeply intertwined with the PRC.
In fairness, I think business analysts would say it's almost impossible for international business persons to not be doing business with Chinese state entities in some ways. But I do think it's fair to say if a company has a very strong balance towards businesses in China, such as the real estate investment or the green investments I've talked about, Canadians should be aware of that, definitely.
And Mark Carney, as recently as October of 2024, while he was advising the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, as his economic advisor, went over to Beijing, met with, in secret meetings, among others, the deputy governor of Beijing's central bank, and 2 weeks later secures a $250 million loan from Brookfield. Not anyone can just do that, can they? Unless they have significant ties with the regime at the highest levels.
There's no question. I noted the timeline of that visit to China and the deal, securing funding from the Bank of China. It's not to say that there's a definite tie there, but the timing is interesting and I think relevant.
And I just want to ask you about Brookfield's real estate investments. You referenced an individual who is connected to the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, which the CIA has identified as a United Front entity. That individual is Vincent Lo, correct?
That's correct.
And Vincent Lo served as Brookfield's primary real estate partner, or one of their primary partners in the region, right?
To my recollection, he was a key partner on that development.
And Lo would have played that role during the time that Carney was chair of Brookfield, involved in real estate in the PRC, right?
if the structure of the deal continues, which I believe so, that would be the case.
Okay.